All right, guys, we're back here with you. It's Wednesday. I guess I had my date wrong on the other. So it's Wednesday. It's December 5th. And staying with our theme here of, we'll call them trend buckers. Who's bucking the trend, right? So now I'm back here I'm on Coin Checkup. I've just resorted them based on market cap. So again, most of crypto straight down. So here's the first one bucking the trend. That's Binance Coin. Just did a video on that, so I'm working my way down. Here's the True USD Coin. Well, here's Waves getting a big pump here. There's been some news about them. Apparently, they've got a new mobile app that's just been released. The market's responding nicely to that. Let's go have a look at Waves. Another in our series of trend buckers. Well, here we go. So, you know, the crypto pump. Now we're all the way back here, essentially back to our base camp here where we started. But we're starting to get a little spark here off of that news. So go from the daily, let's go down to a 4-hour, see what this looks like. Interestingly, how we've bumped into that trend line, channel resistance, and it's been rejected, at least at first attempt here. Now this is a pretty good move. So it's hard not to call this a double bottom, right? It is a double bottom. So there we go. So it looks to me like that we've got a good launching point here from that double bottom here. That's impulsive enough. Now, it does not look like it's finished here. So I've just done the best I can to try and outline the 1-2 here. So if I'm right about that being our good low, and this is the 1, well, it's a skinny 2. All right, but there's not much. There's nowhere else to get it to. Not there. There's nowhere else to get it to. So if you're trying to dig out a count here, if we go to the 1 hour, it's a little tricky here. Maybe you get a truncated C. Maybe you've got the 2 over here. Hard to say here. The more bullish the market, we do see that. We saw that all through 2017. The good days. All right, so here's, I would defer. I would start with the 2 at the lower level since we get deeper there. So this could be just the 1-2 of the 3, 4, 5 to give us the 3. So of course we'll wick off the 1. All right, keep an eye on that. So far, if this is the 4, and we don't know that we're done here, certainly no threat to the wave 1 high. So I guess I've got that twice. Don't need it twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if we're coming down here, if that 4 is basing and preparing to launch us back up, well, we'd look for it, right? So here's 38 to the 50. Given the length of that third, that seems pretty reasonable that we'd come back here. Now, opening that up here, it's hard to get a reasonable count in here just yet. What do we got? We got chop. So consolidation, not uncommon in a fourth. Is it done? It certainly doesn't look like it. So maybe you make this case. You've got A, B, C into the B. You're starting here, coming down for the C. Then maybe that's got another leg in it. So this doesn't look like the correction is really finished yet. That's even a struggle here. We get the new high here. So A, B, C into the B, 1, 2. It's not gorgeous. Even if I go to a 15-minute, you'd have to go A, B, C into the, that's a new high. So you'd have to go A into an, so you'd have to do it this way. So this would have to be A, B, C into the A. So you'd have A, B, C into the B. So this would be the C of the B, and we'd be coming down. So now we'd look like this. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, where is that taking us? Well, if this is correctly identified, boy, so the alternate would be that the A is not even in yet. But I think given the bumping along here at the 38, that this is a reasonable count to start with. Now, you do have to allow for this. So we'd be going A, B, C into the A of B, then down for the B, and then up for the C to give you the B wave there. Again, I'm down here on a 15-minute where you get this kind of chop. So trying to organize it seems reasonable to go 1, 2, but then that's taking us rather low for our potential 4. So even if let's go down a degree here, see if that makes sense. So could the 4 already be done? Well, if we've got, so first thing here, so here's just the climb on the 1. here's the pump on the 3. So you can make the case that you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the 3. Boy, I don't see unless the there's just no other way to count that. So this has to be ABC into the B, and then we're going 1, 2, but I don't like what that's doing to us. So let's look at it. So if that's going to go as 1, 2, so this is correctly identified as the B wave, and then we've got 1, 2. Well, we know that's not a bounds for the 2. You know, we're going to need, so if we're going to get a full 1, 6, 1, 8 in the 3, which nothing says we have to get that. That's just the tendency here. But if this is all coming down here to give us this, we'll have to change that degree here and go up to micro. So if this is going to go 3, 4, I suppose this can still play. We can't have a full 1, 6, 1, 8 here in the 3rd, and we don't necessarily have to. So that is. Yeah, that's problematic. So what's the alternate here? Could this 1, 2, 3? No, couldn't. Truncated 5th, and now we're just starting the correction? I don't think so, because I think we can finish here, because this looks like if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we're done. Let's get that white. This looks more likely that we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to give us our 3, and then now we're in some sort of a sideways move here. Now we don't have to come down here, but I'd be paying attention to where we relate to this 2. So if that's done, and this is a good 2, let's get this right on that pivot. So then we'd be pulling here, saying how's this going to work? Well, we can't. So we could come this low. It's just reduces the possibilities that we're going up for a new high in the 5th. So if this is coming golden zone, which right now would look like that's the most likely path, unless we're going to end up with some sort of just sideways congestion box here where we're going to get something triangular, or we get something here, some sort of triangle format like this. Yeah, maybe, something along those lines here. We're going to need to, this is going to need to get real tight in here. Yeah, even something like that. I don't love it, right? So we at least got to get the 3 longer than the 1. So you've got a fairly decent, we could have some sort of an ending diagonal here to finish this. I'm not sure where we're going here yet. We don't really have enough shape on this yet. I'd prefer to see it hold the 618 here so we keep an algo on it. But if we were going to come down and break to this, so let's think about the absolute alternative here. If this is good here, so we can look for the 1 through 3. Now this would be, at a 50 of that move here, we'd be still spared any challenge of the 1. So this could come down here. We could end up heading towards this, so looking more like this. So maybe we get something along these lines. Hard to say here until we see what kind of move is in this. If it is a 3rd, if we're coming down 1, 2, 3, do we get some sort of a descending triangle kind of a formation, or a pennant in this case? Do we get something like that that sets us up for the move up to finish that sequence? Well, if that's finishing, well, we've got, so let's go back to our 4-hour here. So if that's going to finish up there, we've got a good impulse. Well, it remains to be seen if it's an impulse, but it looks like we're going to stay impulsive. If we're going to get that 5th wave up here, and maybe algo target's not unreasonable. So if this sets us up as just a nice clean 1 wave. So if this is done, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 going to be over here, and it's just placeholders. So let's go. We'll go to we can go sub minuet. All right. So if this is going to be 1. It's undeclared just yet, because note this resistance here has rejected that move pretty nicely, even though we did get some throw over. If this is working off of this low, we're just trying to complete the 1 wave here. So if, and again, I'm hypothetical here, I don't know where this finishes, but if we finish up here, then the next opportunity here, and this would actually be kind of interesting, it's not uncommon for, if we're going to go up here and come down in some sort of an ABC, would not be uncommon to revisit that trend line that was the resistance here, if we get beyond it, so first assumption is we're going up here to finish this one, we're going to come down into an ABC. That would be a likely spot as we retest that trend line from above. So that would set it up rather nicely here. So right now, if, you know, for a little trade, I can't say I love this because anticipating that the 2 is coming here, I'm not sure that I'd be a buyer just trying to get the 4 into the 5 since it's unclear exactly where that 4 is in this correction context and whether we've got it right. So I'm having to pull here on the assumption that we can look for something between the start of the 1 through the 3rd, right? More commonly done that way in a diagonal, although it's something to check, just swing low to swing high, where the algo is going to kick in. Remember, an algo does not care about the Elliott count. It's just looking at dominant swings. Swing high, swing low. Where's the 50? Where's the 618? Those are reasonable spots to look for a reaction. Now, do we get the legs to kick this up and get that 5th? That remains to be seen, but I think this is one to be watching. Partly because we're bucking the trend. It's had positive news. We have the move. Now, does it sustain, or is it just buy the rumor, sell the fact? We shall see. So again, another one to be watching. I'd want to be alerted to coming down to this 50 for no other reason than the possible algo reaction there. So I'd want to know about it, but I think the safer trade is to let this 5-wave structure complete. Now, yeah, you're gonna leave a little on the table. So if it does that, you're gonna lose that piece of it. But you're gonna get so much more clarity in terms of where we are in this count. Are we sustaining a legitimate 5-wave impulse coming off of a hard low in the face of a crypto bear? Can we rally into a 5-wave to set up a 1-2? If we can, well, I take that as positive development for the broader crypto space. Right? It's nice to see something that's moving impulsively. Can we get a good clean impulse, or pardon me, motive off of that low? Then I sure would be paying attention to the 50 if it's offered. All right, so again, another one just to keep an eye on. Right, so there's really not a trade there yet. It's a little early to be taking that trade, and maybe there was something here on the break of, you know, but just all you did was run into the trend line. So let's see if this sustains. More conservative, let this finish, and then just wait for the ABC to come down. All right, guys, at least we got a few sparks here, some things to keep an eye on. I got one more for you today. I'll be back in a little bit.